Pastor Kofi Aidoo. The word you can apply.
In helping somebody to rise, you have learned how to rise in the process. And when you are left alone, you can rise.
Healing you can verify.
Eyes, you will see. Pain, you will go. In the name of Jesus.
Deliverance you can testify.
God has not given us the spirit of fear.
Yes.
So fear, out.
In the name of Jesus.
I'm talking about conditional and unconditional love. I just want us to look at 4 meanings, 4 different types of love and how they relate. Then when you finish, you can see where your love for God is. The first word that love is translated into is the word eros. That forms the word erotic. And what is the word erotic or eros? Eros is a kind of love that has to do with romantic love. It relates to feeling. How you feel. It's more like a love that has to do with sexual things. And that is a form of love. So some of you, if you say you love God, it has to do with feelings. When you feel good, you are high on God. When you feel not so good, anything about God, you don't want to hear it. So you can say, I love God. It's an eros form of love that you are manifesting. It has to do with feelings. And you see, these 4 types of love translate into every relationship. If your marital relationship is based on eros, there will be eros. That you are married to somebody and you only translate your love for the person when it has to do with romantic things. It's like Alejandro things, You are married and you are thinking about Indian movies. There's always about singing and dancing. Then you go around a tree. Then when you finish, you continue the conversation. No. It's just an aspect of love, but that is not all. So if it's focused on that kind of love, it does not have the ability to last. So you can't marry somebody and say that because I like her hips. It captivates me and makes me feel rapturable. Brother, there's something wrong because that kind of a thing will not last because you are not going to feel like that always. Because maybe you are feeling like that because maybe today you have nothing to do. You are a young boy, you are in university, you are a young boy, you don't have responsibilities. By the time you are taking care of 3 children, you see hips, you don't see. So when your love for God is eros, it has to do with what you feel, how you feel. So today when I came to, I didn't feel so good. Today I don't know, I didn't feel the worship. Today I don't know, how everything feeling. And because of that, you see that there's going to be a point in your life, there's not going to be any feeling. And when the feeling is not there, you have no reason to keep on moving in God and moving in the things of God. And that's why people get to a point and they just get lethargic. It's like they are just down there. And why didn't you go? I didn't feel like. Why are you not going for the rest? I don't know. Nowadays I just don't feel. I don't know what's happening to me. I just don't feel. Feeling. Keep on feeling. We'll see you. The second translation of love is the word philia. Philia is a kind of love you have for friends and equals. And your love for God can be based on relationships that surround your worship with God. There are some of you, when you wake up in the morning, you call your friend, Charlie, today you go. Say, Charlie, today I have some running stomach, I know if you go. Okay, then next week then we all go. Well, because you see, your love for God is based on, it's love, but it's based on philia, relationships surrounding your love for God, relationships surrounding church, the people you know, the people who float. The day there's a problem with that relationship, that's the day your love for God will end. The day your friend in church will betray you, that's the day you will think that no, say madam for way pa am say me, I'm sorry if I'm sorry we are saying, me could be that. You see, you didn't love God. Forget it. It was failure. Assembly pan so for be aka me nyame so mejai na so for no nyame. You see, you didn't love God truly. It was a filial kind of love that is based on relationships, friends, equals, people you flow with, people who laugh with you and you laugh with them. That is the kind of love you had. And that kind of love has no guarantee of survival. And surprisingly, that is the kind of love a lot of Christians have. So the day somebody offends you, you see, when you weigh yourself, you have no strength. You see, there will not be any strength to move on. The day the choir master will insult you and dress you and address you, you see that all of a sudden something in you just leaves. And you deflate. Everything about God is gone. And you don't understand. They'll call you and say, I know you, I'll come. I'll come. The problem was that all along, the love that you had was not a strong love for God. It was just failure based on relationships. The next kind of word translated to love is called storge. That has to do with the kind of love you have for your family members, your mother, your father, your sisters. It's a storge kind of love. That's the kind, and that love is based on relationships, not relations. It's me and my brother. It's me and my sister. My sister is not coming, I'm not coming. Something has happened to my sister that has affected me. You said that the love you have for God has no strong foundation. It's family thing. One day I met a guy and I was inviting him to church. He said, me, church, I'll never go to church. I said, why? He said, God has disappointed me. I said, why and how? He said, I was a very strong Christian and my mother got sick. When my mother got sick, I prayed. And when I finished praying, I went on a covenant with God. And I said, God, if you will heal my mother, I will serve you all the days of my life. And she died. So I'm done. I said, okay. He said, since you're a very strong Christian and you used to preach, he told me you used to preach. Since you're a very strong Christian and you used to preach, let me put your issue into a scenario and answer me. He said, okay. I said, have you heard about the story of Samson before? He said, yes. I said, when Samson was in trouble, he made a covenant with God. Is it true or is it not true? What covenant did Samson make with God? Samson said, God, please give me one more chance and let me die with my enemies. That's what he said. Let me die with my enemies. Give me one more chance and let me die with my enemies. So that's the covenant Samson went with God. The God, instead of to die shamefully, give me one more chance and strength and let me die with my enemies. And you know, remember what Samson did? His eyes were removed. So he told the people who were holding him that I want a support. I'm tired. Take me to the pillars so that I can lean by the pillars. And they took Samson to the pillars. And he prayed that prayer and dislocated the pillars and the whole building came down and fell upon all of them, including Samson and everybody there, and they all died together. I said, imagine Samson is the one who is sick and he's telling God that, God, let me die with my enemies. And Samson's mother is going on a covenant with God that let my child live and I will serve you. Who should God listen to? Who? Samson or the mother? The guy was standing there looking at me. I said, you have no right to go on a covenant with your mother who is alive. She has the right to go on her own covenant. So if it doesn't work, you cannot blame God. Because you don't know the covenant your mother also made with him. And I left him. Certain people think they have legitimate reasons for disbelieving God and for saying the things they say. Because sometimes they've not been confronted with another side of the reason that they are given. So when your love for God is a storgy kind of love, it's based on, you can stop serving God because something has happened to a family member. I told you the story of a man whose son died. His son died when he went to a service. And when he was coming from the service, and he got down from a car knocked the son, and the son died. So for many years, every day his prayer is, God, when my son was dying, where were you? Is it a good prayer? Where were you? Where were you when my son was dying? You have disappointed me. Where were you? One day he was praying, where were you? And he heard a voice, and the voice said, you too, where were you when my son was dying? You too, where were you? You too, where were you when my son was dying? And God was saying, no, you too, where were you when my son was dying? Is it only you that your son has died? God, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. He also died. When your love is a stodgy kind of love, it will not last. The last kind of love that is authentic is called the agape love. See, the agape love is a love that has no conditions. It's a neutral love. It has no conditions. It has no expectations. It's a love that can survive the bad, the ugly, the good. Every season, that kind of love can survive. If a relationship is based on agape love, it has the ability to survive. A lot of marriages are not surviving because one party wants to change the other. The person that the father could not change, you have come to change. For 25 years, the mother has been pressuring him. Kojo bath, Kojo bath, Kojo bath, Kojo bath. Kojo will never bath. Now you married him. You're also saying Kojo bath. It will never work. Unless you just stop and swap to agape love. I'm preaching or I'm not preaching? This lady that you went to marry, she doesn't know how to talk. You see, at a certain age, you can't change some things in your life. So don't marry, in my book, I said, don't marry anybody with the intention of changing them. Because even you can't change yourself. So the moment you marry, you have to change to agape love. You're not a school teacher. Marriage is not a classroom. I don't like the way you cook. That is the food all the family members have eaten. You just came. You just came. you just arrived. You are coming to change formula. Before you realize she has cooked what you don't like for you. You better learn how to eat it. Or you cook the food. Because if you don't do that, you are going to fight throughout your whole life.
Join Pastor Kofi Aidoo
at Prayer Glory.
this and every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. at Generations Chapel, Accra, Medina Fire Street, opposite Agreement, near Herba Intervention Clinic.
For directions, call 0533903296.
Come and experience the word you can apply, healing you can verify, and deliverance you can testify.
And you see, happiness is optional. You can be happy in any condition without air condition. You choose it. You choose your happiness. You see, Pastor, I'm not happy. This country is too hard. I'm not happy. When I go to America, don't deceive yourself. You can be there and be happy. Your happiness depends on you. You are not sad because you're in a bad relationship, in a bad marriage. No. You choose not to be happy. Nobody has the right to choose your happiness. You can decide to neutralize yourself from anything and just happy yourself. But for it to work, you have to go to agape. Oh yeah, if your love for God is agape, you see, it will stand years. Because there are going to be times that you pray, God will not answer you. You pray. He won't mind you. The issue is it by force? Prayer, answering your prayer, is it by force? Is God not God? Is he not all powerful? If he's all powerful, then he also has the power to choose. That I won't answer your prayer. What reason? Nothing. I won't answer. Say, God, if you don't answer my prayer, that will be human fairy. No, you choose not to answer. And see, do you know something that we have not been told as a Christian? You see, the more conditions are bad and we are still holding on to our faith, the more it glorifies God. The more God is happy. If you're a man, let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you be happy? Your wife is asking you for money, you didn't give. Chop money, you didn't give. And then you didn't give. Then she doesn't change. When you come back, so, welcome, darling. Wouldn't you love such a... How many of us you love the day you give? Her face is expressed by the amount you give. When you give 50 cedis, 1,000 cedis, 10,000, hello, laughing unconditionally. Then you say, is this real love or there's something that activates the love? The same way God is glorified. When even in your trying moment, you are still holding on your faith and holding on to him. And that is even why you make the trying moment longer. Because the longer it is, the more glory he gets. Oh, yeah. You have not been told. You have not been told. You have not been told.
God bless you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to get more messages from Pastor Kofi Aidoo now. To connect with Pastor Kofi Aidoo, click on the link in the bio.